Now let's talk about some of the latest in the world of technology. It's been a very exciting week, especially for those who are always after the next great cell phone, whether it's a Samsung or an Apple. We know Apple has just come out with, I think it's the iPhone 14.
Yeah.
They're going to start running out of numbers one day with Apples, but we're not there just yet. And of course, we're going to talk about foldable cell phones in a bit, but I think we're going to have, first of all, Kyle Venktess, tech analyst. He's actually joining us in our studio, talking to us from Hyde Park while we're on holiday. No, sorry, working here at Sun City.
Morning to you, Kyle. Let's talk about it.
Good morning.
We know that Apple had recently launched its Apple 14 or i14, and on the same day, Samsung then put out an advert. Is this some sort of an ambush?
So a lot of people are speculating that online that this was some sort of a marketing ambush. But if you watch the advert from Samsung, you'll see it's quite a very smartly put together advert, just to take a little bit of a dig at manufacturers who don't have a foldable smartphone in their stable. So it was quite a hilarious ad, and I think that it really captured the essence of a typical iPhone user.
Well, I'm not sure about a typical iPhone user. I like my phone. Not to be funny, I'm not sure I trust foldable phones. I know they're very strong. They just look flimsy to me, and I'm quite clumsy anyway. But do you think a dig like that from Samsung, Kyle, could eventually result in Apple at least sitting back and going, what if we did build a foldable iPhone? What do you think the chances are?
Well, so actually, what a lot of people don't know is that Apple have filed numerous patents for various different formats of foldable smartphones, and there's even a patent that Apple has filed for a smartphone or a tablet that could have that could feature a triple fold. So that is something that we haven't really seen any manufacturers bringing out yet. But I definitely do think at some time in the future there will definitely be a foldable iPhone on the cards.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I just wonder, Kyle, if foldable smartphones are going to be just another expensive fad that we'll eventually forget about.
So, I think, first of all, foldable smartphones are very aesthetically attractive. If you're looking at a foldable smartphone, normally what we've seen is that we've got a bending display, and then we've also got it offering a lot more convenience to carry around when it's folded. But other than that, that's what foldable smartphones have been like thus far. Until today. So basically what I have in front of me here is I have the P50 Pocket Pro, which we've seen previously that Huawei's released, and you can see how this smartphone is so easy to carry around. But now what we've seen is that Huawei have launched their latest foldable smartphone, which is the Mate XS2. And if you're looking at this, just at face value, it looks like a regular smartphone. But once I unclip it and open it out, I've got what is in essence almost a tablet-sized smartphone to use. And I can tell you this is so convenient for anyone to be able to use. To be honest, initially, we've heard about Huawei experiencing issues with Google services, obviously because of the US trade ban. But with the functionality of this device, and if you're looking at this home screen alone, I've got all the Google apps at my disposal right here, and all the top apps that I need to use. And this is what makes a smartphone, a foldable smartphone, that much more functional for people to use. So definitely, as much as it might have been a gimmick, in the future we can see these smartphones becoming a lot more practical and a lot more user-friendly.
Kyle, just as I say goodbye to you as well, so there's a lot happening as far as Apple has just released their new phone, Samsung having that dig, as Tums has said, but their foldable phones and iPhones not being foldable at all. What else from the foldable phone industry? It still sounds clumsy to say. Foldable phone industry. What else can we expect for the year?
So look, only time will tell if there are going to be other manufacturers who actually push the boundary when it comes to this kind of design format in a smartphone. I think that, up until now, as we've spoken about it, it's been not really too exciting from the perspective of it just being a screen that folds. But now we're seeing a lot more practicality coming in from smartphone manufacturers, and I can only see this improving. And maybe we might see something incredible coming soon.
Well, I appreciate your time. We both do, of course. Kyle Venktess, who somehow has hijacked our studio.